Come on, bro, you're not tired. You're just running on battery saving mode and we need to switch that shit off. So tell me, are you waking up tired and with no motivation for the day? Do you have those afternoon crashes? Are you relying on coffee to survive? I had the exact same problems until I found a solution. And actually, it's way less complicated than you may think. So what's the secret? The secret to endless energy, motivation, productivity, and overall success? It's sleep. Yes, that's simple. You heard me right. But the thing is that most people just get it wrong. Sleep is one of the most important, if not the most important factor in our lives. That's why most people are just falling behind, because they get it wrong. In my opinion, you should start taking sleep super seriously if you want to achieve great results in your life. And yeah, it looks super simple, but just an additional hour of sleep per night can make such a big difference the next day. I'd rather work 1 hour less and go to bed earlier, but be way more productive the next day. And I'm sure that in that 1 hour of work the next day, I can get 3 hours of work done. Come on, let's treat sleep as a key element for our success. And as we discussed in previous video, enough of just consuming information. It's time to take action. With each video, I'll give you exact steps you can follow to level up in each chosen field. So now let's pause the video, grab a pen and paper, and then we can continue. So let's start with the sleep protocol that you need to follow for the next 30 days. Write it down and hang it somewhere where you can see it daily. I call it 7-3-2-1. 7 hours before bed, we stop consuming caffeine. 3 hours before bed, we should stop eating. 2 hours before bed, we stop drinking any liquids. And 1 hour before bed, we stop exposing ourselves to any blue light sources. And once we follow that, we need to start aiming to sleep for at least 8 hours every night. But going to sleep 8 hours before waking up is not enough. We need to add an additional hour so we make sure that we are always getting those 8 hours of good quality sleep. Doesn't matter how long it takes for us to fall asleep. Doesn't matter if we wake up in the middle of the night to pee or our sleep gets disturbed in any other way. So let's start setting up alarm clock not only in the mornings, but in the evening time too. 9 hours before we need to wake up, and once alarm clock starts to ring, we instantly go to bed. Only this way we can be sure that including all those waking up moments, the time it takes for us to fall asleep, you will still get those 8 hours of good quality sleep. So now let's dive into some tips for a better quality sleep. Of course, I don't expect you to follow everything, but that's the end goal. Start slowly by implementing things one by one to not get too confused. Firstly, let's start sleeping in dark and cold rooms. Secondly, our bedroom should be a saint place, so never working in bed, never using our phones, not watching movies, not even reading in bed. Let our brains understand that this place is saint and dedicated just for sleep and sex. Let's set up night modes on all of our electronic devices. Try to get that sunlight exposure as the first time in the morning. Of course, if that's possible. If not, we can just use a bright light instead. Also, let's consider taking supplements: magnesium, zinc, collagen, L-theanine, using a mouth tape while sleeping to focus on nose breathing and more relaxed breathing patterns. And lastly, let's eliminate all those blue light sources at home, and if possible, turn on red lights 1 hour before we go to bed. It helps our bodies with natural melatonin production, which is a sleep hormone. And that's it. That's simple. Now I just want to take a moment and tell you that I'm proud of you for working on yourself. Let's commit to follow up with each challenge. Let's take it as a mission, because life is a never-ending game in which we level up, collect points, and become better every freaking day. So let's stay committed by letting people know that you're working on yourself and you are that rare person who actually takes action. Comment, "I'm starting to take my sleep seriously." And I'll choose one of you for a free personal call on which we can discuss your life scaling. I hope this helps, and see you in the next one, amigo.